My father stood at the Thanksgiving table under the bright chandelier. He looked proud, as if he was making an important announcement. We are selling the family business, he said. Then he looked directly at Emmy. And you are getting nothing. My brother smiled proudly. My sister clapped as if it was something to celebrate. I held my knife above my plate. My hand did not shake. I asked only one question. Who is buying the company? My father smiled confidently. Everest Holdings. They are paying $50 million. I smiled back because the person who owned Everest Holdings was sitting right in front of him. He just did not know it yet. Growing up in our house, everyone had a place. My father was the leader. My brother was the future owner of the business. My sister was the perfect image of the family. And I was the quiet one nobody noticed. At family dinners, my brother received praise for winning debates and showing leadership. My sister received attention for her beauty and popularity. But when I won a coding competition and placed my trophy on the shelf, nobody even mentioned it. Only my mother quietly moved it to a better place. Nothing changed as we became older. My brother was treated like the future of the company. It did not matter that he cared more about expensive clothes, parties, and luxury vacations than actual business. My father always believed he was the perfect successor. My sister found success through social media. She posted pictures, gained followers, and helped maintain the family's perfect public image. My father loved that. As long as people admired our family, he was happy. I spent most of my time in my room with my laptop. Programming became my escape. Inside my code, I could create things nobody could take away from me. Sometimes my father would walk past my door and say, "Coding is a nice hobby, Carolyn, but real business requires instinct." He never stayed long enough to understand what I was building. The moment that changed my life happened when I was 20-2. I spent months creating a new software system that could modernize my father's company. It was faster, cheaper, and designed for the future. I researched everything carefully. I created reports, financial predictions, and detailed plans. I believed my father would finally see my abilities. My mother told me she was proud. My father told me not to think too much. The day of the presentation, I walked into the boardroom carrying my laptop. The room was filled with executives who had known my father for years. They still saw me as his quiet daughter. I began presenting. My voice was calm. My hands were steady. But after only 10 minutes, my father raised his hand. "That's enough," he said. "Interesting ideas, but they are not realistic. Our clients do not want experiments." The men around the table laughed politely. Someone quietly said, "Young people and their ideas." I closed my laptop. I gathered my papers carefully. Nobody asked a single question. Nobody asked to see more. I walked out of the room while they continued their meeting without me. That day, I understood something painful. No matter what I created, my family had already decided who I was. So I stopped trying to convince them. I became quiet. I worked alone. Years passed. Every holiday was the same. My father discussed business with my brother. My sister recorded every moment for social media. I sat quietly in the background. Then came the Thanksgiving that changed everything. I arrived late because my flight had been delayed. The house smelled of food and expensive candles. My sister was recording a video about her outfit. My brother was complaining about his work problems. Nobody asked how I was. That was normal, but something was different. My name was missing from the table. Every year, my mother carefully wrote everyone's names on place cards. This year, there were only 5 cards. Mine was not there. My father looked at me briefly. "Oh, Carolyn, just sit anywhere. Double quotes anywhere. The word said everything. My brother and sister sat beside him like they belonged there. I took the empty chair at the end of the table. Nobody cared. During dinner, my father talked about the future of the company. He never used the word we. My brother took credit for bringing in an important client. I knew the truth. The client came because of a research Paper I had written years earlier. A paper my father had. Ignored. I said nothing. I simply listened. While they rewrote history, when dessert arrived, my father raised his glass to my two hardworking children. He looked at my brother and sister. Not me. I placed my spoon down and smiled. That night, I returned to my apartment in San Francisco. For years, I had answered their rejection by becoming smaller. This time, I decided to build something bigger. I opened my laptop. The screen lit up the dark room. I opened the financial records of the company I had secretly created after leaving. Home. No family name. No attention. No announcements. Only years of hard work. The company was successful. Profits were increasing every year. Then I opened the reports for my father's business. On the outside, it looked successful, but underneath, it was slowly failing. Its technology was outdated. Its clients were leaving. Its systems were old. I began creating a plan. Not for revenge, for control, quietly and legally. My company started buying shares in businesses connected to my father's company. Every move was careful. Every decision was planned. By winter, I controlled several important suppliers. By spring, I had enough influence to make partnership offers. By summer, I prepared a proposal to buy the company. The offer came from a corporation called Everest Holdings. My father never imagined that the person behind it was his ignored daughter. He rejected the first offer without thinking. Just like he had rejected me years earlier. But this time, I was ready. I improved the offer. I brought in experts. I proved the numbers. Eventually, the board supported the sale. The final agreement was ready. And I chose Thanksgiving to reveal the truth.